Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Yesterday I uploaded a video about the Shadows of Evil Easter egg that was patched into the game. It hasn't been there, to the best of our knowledge, for the last month, and Treyarch decided that for some reason they wanted to give us a new piece of information in Cipher form for the community to solve and try to understand. I spoke a little in that video about the fact that I thought this particular cipher would actually end up coming out in the wash fairly easily. I didn't think it would take a lot of work at all, and it seems like my suspicions were absolutely correct, because in a space of less than 12 hours, multiple people have already managed to crack this code and reveal the answer. We'll get to the plaintext in just a moment, but first of all, I think it's more relevant and quite important that we take a look back at the secret note found on Shadows of Evil. There's a lot of information on here, as I've said multiple times in the past. We've got the house in which the children are hopefully safe in the center right. We've got the summoning key, multiple different universes, multiple different dimensions and realms. But looking at it more holistically, we can take away the conclusion that there's a good chance that this note was written by Dr. Richtofen. Okay, so if this is Dr. Richtofen's note, we can assume that he is the person that has been searching, due to the inclusive language. How many years have we wasted? He has been searching in the wrong locations, following the wrong leads, for, presumably, the summoning key. He also says, we all must die. Again, inclusive language, all of him, all the different iterations of Dr. Richtofen need to kick the bucket as soon as possible. He also says, we are different, but the same. Again, more evidence that this is likely from Eddie himself, and so it's a fair assumption, and I've justified it, that this was written by the Doctor. I want you to bear that in mind when we think about the other ciphers. For example, we have one cipher which says, although they have discovered the way, PRIMIS will fail. That particular note, in my mind, is less likely to be from Dr. Richtofen, because he himself is one of the members of PRIMIS. PRIMIS, from what we can tell, is this righteous group of heroes, 4 heroes specifically, PRIMIS is plural, who for some reason have united together with elemental staves and end up getting worshipped. That group includes Dr. Richtofen, the other members of the other 3 members of the O4, as we would expect, as it shows us on the note that says PRIMIS. So, going back to that note, although they have discovered the way, PRIMIS will fail, it seems like it's being written from an outsider's point of view. It could, for example, be from Dr. Maxis. He could be saying, PRIMIS, that group of heroes that includes Richtofen, Dempsey, Takeo, and Nikolai, is going to fail, but they have discovered the way. Whatever the way is still unclear. But we can then bring that into what this current note says, and say, you know what? That assumption that it might be Dr. Maxis could be wrong. And here's why. Let's get onto the newly deciphered Shadows of Evil secret message. The first person that tweeted me it was Ryan Mansfield. Thanks, pal. Congratulations, by the way. Several other people also tweeted it to me while I was sleeping, so all of you guys are great too. You'll be getting your platinum watermelons in the mail, and you can bask in their glory on a daily basis if you so see fit. But here we go. All right, let's cut to the good stuff. This is the message. I am willing to do what must be done. The plan must not fail. Just like the other ciphers, we're going to split this into 2 chunks so that we can analyze it and try and draw some conclusions from this very short sentence. I am willing to do what must be done. First sentence. What is it that must be done? Is the thing that must be done the killing of all the different iterations of Dr. Richtofen? Is there going to be some kind of unification of the universes where at some point in the past there was a fractionation, a division of a central universe, a core universe into multiple different threads, and that is going to be unified and brought back together into one central timeline and story and continual thread? Is that what must be done? Or is it something else entirely? Is it something related to the summoning key? No doubt it is, but does the summoning key relate to what I've just said, or another plan? On the Giant, we have a message from Dr. Maxis, who essentially thanks Richtofen for his sacrifice. He says, thank you, Richtofen, basically, for doing what you have done in order to further our mission. Pretty much. That's a paraphrased version of the radio, and that's a theme that we see popping up a couple of times throughout the Black Ops 3 Zombies story arc that Treyarch have started to craft. Richtofen is sacrificing something, namely the fact that he's killing himself and all the other versions of him, and that's no small feat. That's something to be commended, and that's what Maxis does. So, looking at this from the perspective of Dr. Richtofen, we can say, alright, in his shoes he's writing, I am willing to do what must be done, so he is ready to undergo this great sacrifice of killing himself and killing all the other versions of himself as well, convincing them all that they all need to die. He's ready to do that, understands the consequences, but recognizes that it's for the greater good. And thus, he then says in his second sentence, the plan must not fail. This pervading plan that has loomed from the very beginning of the Black Ops 3 Zombies marketing material, Richtofen saying things like, I alone can lead us to salvation. What I do only to secure a better tomorrow. These are very clearly fairly poignant and tragic quotes from the Doctor, and he doesn't say them lightly. Do not fear death. Fear me? These are pretty damn powerful lines. We can see, though, that he's again mentioning the fact that he's doing what he's doing to secure a better tomorrow. That is clearly the plan, or at least it's the result of the plan, or it's the desired result of the plan at least. So, if he is a member of PRIMIS, and he is trying to exact this plan, then does that mean that the only the cursed survive cipher, which translated to although they have discovered the way PRIMIS will fail, is that from Dr. Maxis, or is it more likely to be someone else entirely because of the fact that it seems like Dr. Maxis is very much in on this plan. He is working with Richtofen, like I've mentioned, in those giant radios. In the entire giant story arc, actually, because Maxis is the one that extracts the team when they activate the beacon. He then destroys Der Riese, or rather, he destroys the Waffenfabrik Der Riese. That factory gets destroyed by Maxis. Also, there's another piece of really quite important evidence, I think, that we should not forget by any means when considering all of this stuff. On that note, on that sheet of paper, we have the reference to the children. The children will be safe in the house. The children are clearly integral to whatever the hell is going on. We don't know what is going on, but we know that the children are a key part of that. In fact, let's listen to one of the giant radios now, which only reinforces that very idea.
Your evil is here no more!
Wherever you are, I have one message. One message that must be remembered at all costs. The child must be protected.
Clearly, those kids are damn important, namely Samantha, who Maxis has always been completely obsessed with, apart from on Origins, where for a time he isn't obsessed with her because he doesn't have a daughter, but that's a story for another time. The kids are important, and we've seen the kids in the Origins cutscene. Let's watch the Origins cutscene once more, and I want you to pay extreme attention to the final sentence Samantha utters.
As the gates to Agartha opened, the four heroes were rewarded with riches beyond imagination. From that day forward, they knew that Samantha would keep them safe. Forever.
Getting everything wrong. I told you before their eyes should be blue.
It's my turn, Eddie. I can do whatever I want.
But you don't even know how to play properly. Girls don't know enough about zombies.
What's the choice of my children? Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
You'd better do what your dad says. I didn't even get my turn.
Tomorrow, Eddie. You get to make the rules. I promise. Come on, Fluffy.
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.
I still just get goosebumps thinking about this damn cutscene, man. Seriously, that line, my dad says he has a plan, just gets me hype. Seriously, it's so damn good. That plan that Dr. Maxis has could well be this exact plan we're seeing beginning to take shape with Dr. Richtofen killing himself, with this quest for the summoning key, with this potential unification of worlds, for this grand scheme that is being enacted over all of Black Ops 3. That could well be that plan. And as such, if PRIMIS will fail, then Dr. Maxis will fail by association. Speaking of the plan, looking back at the cipher today, just to hammer it all home, we've got "the plan must not fail" in the second sentence. Again, we've already determined that it's quite likely this was written by Richtofen because he is willing to do what must be done. We've talked about this sacrifice. That imbues that sentence with some meaning that it doesn't otherwise have if you assume this note was written by Maxis. And so, if it indeed was Richtofen, then his plan, which must not fail, is likely that same plan that Maxis is alleged to possess by Samantha in the Origins cutscene. Dropping bombs on bombs on bombs here, guys. This is all really exciting stuff, and I can't wait to bring you more storyline information over the next couple of days. If you've made it to this point in the video, clearly you're interested. Congratulations, you're a watermelon just like I am. Please share the video with some friends or on Twitter or something like that. It would be great if we could get some further discussion about all of these ciphers to try and uncover their true meaning, because I can't do it alone. It needs to be a community effort. Thank you again to Ryan and all the other folks that very kindly sent in that cipher solution while I was asleep. Good stuff. I've been MrRoflWaffles. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, then high five the like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.